قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.
They give it while they submit to the Islamic law. For example, I pay taxes here while submitting to the British law. Even though some others like to pay taxes, but you have to pay it while you have to submit to the British law. That's what's my point to you. You understand? So you have to be careful how to approach those books. Even me, I studied for many years, but some books of fiqh, I have to go under scholars to explain to me, in order for me to have a good, the correct understanding. You understand?
I understand.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about either of those issues that you've mentioned.
No,
like, how do you know that I have the incorrect understanding of the fiqh issues that I have mentioned? Like, for example, qisas applies differently to a Muslim versus a non-Muslim.
Okay, for example, that's incorrect.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can look at what Saalih Fawzan says about it.
Okay, now you think Saalih Fawzan is my prophet?
Well,
is he my prophet?
No, but I've seen you quoting Saalih Fawzan many times saying...
Do you quote Richard Dawkins?
Sorry?
Do you quote Richard Dawkins?
Yeah, sometimes.
So can I take from that, because you quote Richard Dawkins or Sam Harris, or hear me out, Sam Harris, therefore because you quote them, therefore you have to follow everything they say? No.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, you're right.
It's wrong.
You're right.
So I don't follow blindly Shaykh Saalih al-Fawzan.
Okay.
Ibn al-Qayyim said, what the message of Allah is speaking about, if a Muslim kill a non-Muslim unjustly, okay, the Muslim should not be killed. It's not the same ruling when it comes with a Muslim killing other Muslims. Ibn al-Qayyim said that is incorrect. What Prophet Muhammad, the message of Allah is speaking about, is speaking about someone who is from the Harbi one, who comes and he was from the Harbi and a Muslim kill him. There is no ruling for the Muslim. However, the ruling is clear that if you kill a soul without any justice, your life should be taken according to Islamic legislation in the Muslim countries, and make it clear. Because some people say, I want to implement Sharia.
Why do you take Ibn Qayyim's explanation and not Saalih Fawzan or other?
That's a good point. Ibn Qayyim, he brings the adillah, proofs, the Quranic proofs. For example, the general verses that Allah said, like what the Messenger of Allah said, if you kill a person unjustly, your punishment after a process, the proofs, everything, you should be killed. Yes. So Ibn Qayyim goes in detail about it. That was one of my points. I was watching you speaking to Adnan. So I was thinking that's a mushkila of James going to Google. Mushkila means a problem.
Okay.
Mushkila, yeah, sorry. Because even many people complain, Shamsi, please speak English. Don't speak Arabic words. The books of scholars of the past, just with Google, ask question, who is the answer, and just take it like that, and say, Sheikh so-and-so said this, Sheikh so-and-so said this.
Okay.
For example, I want to make it clear. Please, I want to make it clear. For example, about slavery, you said Shaykh Fawzan, he says it's okay to have slavery.
In the ideal Islamic state in the future?
No, Shaykh Fawzan, first of all, the slavery word, we don't use that. Why? I'll tell you why. Because if anyone here hears me here saying slavery, everyone will know, will think I'm talking about the European slavery. Rather,
Europeans didn't invent slavery though.
No. The European invented slavery just for black people, to enslave them and torture them and cut their private parts. That was the European invented.
But there was slavery before colonialism.
No, I'm not talking about...
Not about black people, but other people.
Let me focus on one thing that I have to mention, that you misquote Shaykh Fawzan. Rather, Shaykh Saalih al-Fawzan James refutes you. Rather, Shaykh Saalih Fawzan, he refuted I'm talking about the specific slavery, the European slavery. Why he refutes you? Because our Prophet ﷺ warned against European slavery way before. So there's not any logical argument to say why your Prophet did not demolish the slavery, because it never exists in his time.
No, but slavery doesn't mean European slavery.
No, let me finish my point.
No, many cultures.
Let me finish, then you come. Prophet Muhammad said in Sahih Bukhari, Allah will be the opponent, will be the enemy of a person who goes and take people as slaves, free people. Who did this? European. They went to Africa, and what they used to do, they used to set up a fire around the village when the people run away and they used to capture them and take them as slaves. Prophet Muhammad warned against that 1,400 years ago. Shaykh Fawzan said that the slavery that's happening, people go around to people's villages, take them, and it says, my slave, that is forbidden Islam. Who did that? The Europeans. I'm not blaming you, listen carefully. Everyone knows Europeans did this. Is there anyone here?
No, but Muhammad and his companions did it as well.
No. Prophet Muhammad said clearly, I'm the enemy of someone who goes and enslaves people.
He enslaved people.
No, James.
That's
James.
history.
There is not James. You are mixing between war captives and European slavery.
No, those war captives are slaves.
No, you mix it between the two. First of all, before we go to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, let me deal with something that which accused Shaykh Saalih Fawzan. So Shaykh Saalih al-Fawzan is against you ancestors slavery. Okay? So you saying to, when you speak to the brother, why Prophet Muhammad never the bullshit? Rather Prophet Muhammad would against it a long time ago, James.
But he and his companions enslaved people.
Is it European slavery?
It's slavery.
I'm talking.
What is European slavery?
What is the difference between the two?
Can you define European slavery?
European slavery, when you go to people's villages and you enslave them and you take them and you cut off and you kill them and you torture them, and if they are sick, you throw them in the sea and you believe they are worse than animals.
And is that your definition? Is that hold on?
No, okay,
is that your definition of?
Who believe like that? Who dead with? No problem. No, I never said that. No problem. Who's invented that? No. Who invented to go to Africa and enslave them because they are black people?
The Europeans enslaved the Africans because they could enslave the Africans, because there was no great unity between the Africans. They did not enslave the Chinese or the Indians to such a great extent because their states could defend themselves better. There were many kingdoms in Africa that were strong, but some of them traded with slaves.
So they enslaved them because they are weak.
No, I'll let you talk.
Not because of that.
No,
because of the sugar. Listen.
No,
you can see you have. Okay, go.
There was some kingdoms in Africa. There was some tribes that would attack each other and would take slaves. Some of the slaves that the Europeans had were bought from them. Other slaves were taken by the Europeans by conquest. I'm not arguing about that.
You haven't answered my question.
You
haven't answered my question.
What's your question?
My question is, who invented that specific slavery to go people and you enslave them because of their skin color? There were many countries, Arab countries, they were weak. Why the Europeans didn't go to them and enslave them in a way that enslaved them? They were strong. So they had to use them for what?
The Arabs did not have a great slave trade of other Arabs.
They had to use them for what? To take them to Caribbean. To take them to Caribbean. Listen carefully. Did they not take them to Caribbean?
Listen, have you heard of the Janissary?
Okay, I'm going to speak to you.
Have you heard of the Janissary?
Anyway, I'm not blaming you, don't worry, just calm down. I'm not blaming you.
Have you heard of any of them?
Listen, if you don't allow me to finish my point clearly, then you're not going to...
trained to be warriors. Have you heard of them?
My point is...
What are the important questions
I'm
you
not
have?
saying, look, what you have to understand that, look, there is an article was written by one of the... I think I have it in my phone. Even though I have it in my phone. It's a nice article that there's no doubt the slavery that we're talking about, the previous one, which people use as servitude, okay? That is completely different. Everyone agree, except you.
No.
Everyone agree the European slavery was completely different than the previous nation servitude.
Who was Bilal?
Okay?
Who was Bilal?
Everyone agreed. Do you agree with that? No, before I ask you, do you agree with that?
Bilal was a slave, black slave.
Slavery that occurred before.
It's not.
It was the same.
No, it was the same.
Okay, so now, give you.
Who they were able to.
No. It's not. Look, this guy.
Power. It's
So,
not about
bro, just give me an example.
No, I'll give you an example. I will give you an example, and you're gonna accept.
If you
No,
ask,
let me speak.
let me ask.
No, you want me to answer.
What's my question?
Okay, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something.
Okay, go ahead, say something.
Give me an example when a nation wants to enslave people because of their skin color, and they cut off their private parts, and they torture them, and they used to throw them in the water, and they used to let them work hard and hard, then kill them like nothing. And they used to believe this nation, because of their skin color, they are worse than animals. Give me one nation, believe that.
That happens in that happens.
Give me two.
The Egyptian Mamlukat and the Ottoman Empire.
I never believe that. Go away. No.
Shamsi,
You just,
you
as a previous nation,
you never heard of the genocide.
You know what's previous?
Or of the,
anyway, look
or
after yourself.
Yeah,
You get angry. Anyway, I'm not gonna know.
There are examples of
No,
that.
anyway,
you're not
as a
running
previous
away. No,
nations
Shamsi.
before this, before the European.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
Okay,
I don't care if you have
before
higher or lower.
Yeah.
I care what Allah believe in me.
So-
You know,
so
I don't
you-
care what you think of me, to be honest. So you know what I
It
say?
seems like hijab is the only Muslim worth talking to.
Yeah, talk to him then.
Okay,
Yeah.
so previous, before the Europeans, yeah? So were the Zanj in the 9th century, they were mistreated by the Arab slave owners, weren't they? Yeah? And also there's an example in Morocco, there was a Muslim ruler who wanted to enslave black people specifically because he said, you know, these black people...
Before European slavery.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in like, you know, around like...
And cut off their private parts and kill them.
Well,
No one did that. But like, look.
but
Be
that-
realistic. Say no. I agree
that-
with you. No one did
oh,
it. Why I
come
don't
on,
like
why did you
when the people
interrupt
that are
me?
the most dishonest.
You don't even let
Why did you interrupt?
No, but he's not asking the question. Ask.
No, I am. Like that, I'm giving you examples from prior to European colonialism of these barbaric practices being happening within the Islamic world. Okay, so I gave you like, for example, the Zanj. They were like mistreated.
Who are the Zanj?
The Zanj are East Africans.
They were mistreated by who?
They're mistreated by their Iraqi Muslim owners.
Okay, Iraqi. Was it that the law in Iraq to mistreat them? Like in Europe, was the law? Was the law that these people that are worse than animals?
It
The
was
black,
clearly illegal.
it was a law. No, it wasn't. Because why?
If it was illegal, then why did it not? Why did it happen?
We have to study about European slavery. I think you don't wanna face the truth.
No,
Anyway,
So
James,
the Zanj were
look,
mistreated,
I'll
weren't
give you an
they?
example of that.
bro, I have two A's.
example
James,
of
what you have to understand. Hear me out. We have to understand that. Of course, no one disagree here. Even our time, there is a people that comes from Malaysia, Indonesia, and in this country they have them as housemaid. Are you telling me every Englishman is not mistreating those housemaids? Some of them they do.
Yeah.
But is it logical for me to blame the British government? No. You cannot come and say, you know, because individuals, they are doing it, so therefore I'm going to blame the British government or the... No, that's not the same. I'm talking about when a law was set up... Excuse me, I'm not talking about Muhammad. No, he's not Christian. He's not talking about Muhammad.
Muhammad and his
So I'm talking about country that set up a law. So you go, from the law, you go enslave these people. From the law, these people are worse than animals. From the law, you can mistreat them like nothing. You can cut them off. You can kill them. You can throw them in the water. Rather, what happened in which year? When there was a lot of black slaves thrown in the water, and that's when the movement against slavery started in Europe. Which event was that?
The Armitage, maybe.
And one of the claim of the, I can't remember, one of the claim of the captain of that boat, he said, we can ask the tax to give us the money back because these people, they're not even human beings. They're not even human beings. So from the law, they used to believe that black people are not human beings. So do not compare that to bring some individuals mistreating in Iraq or this and that. So that's what I don't like is honesty.
No, but the thing is,
okay?
when I say slave doesn't just mean European slavery, though.
No, I'm talking about the law. I'm talking about
slave
the law.
refers to slavery means when you own a person as property. You know, you own another human being as property.
No, I'm
and
not talking about.
they're your
I'm not
possessions.
talking. But I'm not talking about that. Don't get angry.
No, but so when I said like Sheikh Saalih Fawzan believes in the future ideal Islamic state that slavery should be legal, you can't say that I'm wrong because
You're wrong.
I'm talking
You're
about
misquoting,
European slavery.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Because slavery doesn't just mean European slavery. You know, in Roman times there was slavery. In Egyptian times there was slavery. Throughout
define
human
that
history.
slavery. You need to define that slavery.
Yeah, and
make it
the definition of slavery is when you own another human being as
When you
property.
own
That's not
and
Islamic.
you're
That's not
able-
Islamic. That's not Islamic.
No, but
Sheikh Fawzan, he said that is Islamic.
No, that is
No,
Islamic. And I'll
James,
explain.
you misquote
That's
Sheikh Fawzan.
Islamic because in Islamic legal systems, you're allowed to buy and sell slaves.
That is not.
Therefore,
you're not.
they're your
A
property.
free person. Are you allowed to buy or sell a free person?
Wait. So wait.
No, but
James,
you're allowed to
James.
enslave people
James.
during jihad.
James.
They become the war booty, the kumus. Then once they're given to the people,
You see why
the
the James
people
doing?
can sell
He doesn't want
and
to talk about
buy.
European. Why? Because it itch him.
No,
Why?
I don't
No.
mind it.
No.
I condemn European
No,
slavery.
it's not about you condemn or not. It's not about you condemn
Where
it.
does
Why-
this law
then
No.
against
why-
all blacks as inferiors come from? Tell me
James, can I teach him that?
Yeah, so people So, like, you're both right. Like, it isn't. I don't think it was written in the legal system of like Europe. Black people are inferior, but that opinion was sort of widespread. Also, that was the law. The facts that you can find that opinion quite widespread amongst like medieval Islamic.
Look, he's changing again. He's changing again.
No, because
James, don't change it.
No, wait.
James,
Was it do you want to talk about Muhammad or do you want to talk about history?
No, look, listen carefully. I will show the people that you misquote, and you're a person that you misquote Islam and scholars deliberately. Or you don't understand. That's why. That's why I was advising in the beginning that when you approach the books of the fuqaha, you have to know how to approach it. Likewise, when you hear a speech of a scholar, you have to understand it correctly. Okay. So what I'm talking about here, the fact that it was from the law, because when the event happened, when they dashed many black people into the water, and they said to the tax law, you have to give us the money back. Because why? Because we believe they're not human. So we can take that to the court. You are able to, for example, you. Allow me to finish. Allow me to. No. I know he's hurting. I know he's hurting.
Can we get back to
speak? No, allow me to speak. You don't allow me to speak. No, but he spoke. No. Because allow me to speak.
Let's talk about
I'm gonna go. If you're gonna listen. Three of you. How can I let you speak? Three people speaking. One person. And he's complaining. James, what I'm talking about, back in those days, if you killed a black person, you had the right to go to the court and ask for the money back, which you paid for. Is that right?
Maybe. I don't know.
That was the law.
I don't know.
It was the law. Anyway. It was in England as well. In England, yeah. It was in England. So, I mean, now we're talking about
but not in Sharia.
Listen, if he's talking. Shaykh Fawzan, which you misquote, clearly said that you cannot go and take people as a slave. That is forbidden based upon the hadith of the Messenger of Allah said. If you're not to finish my point.
Okay, sorry.
He's not allowed to finish my point. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. However, so that's one thing which don't try to compare Prophet. Why I'm saying that? Because it is irrational to say why your Prophet never abolished slavery. Prophet Muhammad never started it, and you never abolished it. I will come to that in detail about the histories. Allow me to finish. You two people speaking, no? Remember, three people and guess one, okay? Trinity. I believe Trinity, so it's coming as a
reminds me of how I was like 5 people against speaking.
Serious, yeah? Where is that?
You know, sometimes it happens. Okay. Sometimes it happens.
Two wrong does not make one right. Okay. Two wrong does not make one right.
You're right. You're right.
Okay. My point here is, look. So now, when Prophet Muhammad warned against it clearly, if the Europeans listened to Prophet Muhammad, they would have done that. Okay. And now we're talking about the war. In a war, if a country attacking the Muslim countries, then there is something called you taking the prisoners or you take them as a war captives. The war captives, again, is up to the leader. Shaykh Fawzan mentioned that. It's up to the leader to take them and they serve the Muslims, or to free them, or to exchange them with the other prisoners. And now, if you take them as a war captives, what Prophet Muhammad said, watch. Treat them the way you treat yourself. Feed them from the same food. Ibn Khattab was walking and he saw a man sitting down and his servant standing. He said, why is standing? Sit down, eat with him. So now, the war, we're talking about the war. In a war, of course, you have to show strength and the power. These people are coming to kill you. So in the Islamic law, those people who come to wage war against us, then there is a law for them specifically. You take them as a war captives. And I don't like to use slaves because, as I've mentioned, this term, now when you use it, straight away people think, straight away it comes to their mind, cutting someone's private parts, throwing them in the water, treating them worse than animals, all of that. So don't compare again your slavery and try to twist it, try to say Prophet Muhammad did save. Okay? So Prophet the slavery he dealt with, or the servitude, or the war captive, because of war. Not because people were free, and Prophet Muhammad said, come, let us go enslave those people because of their skin color. Come, let us enslave the Europeans. No, not because of that, James. Because of war. Okay. You understand that? Okay. Yeah. And there's, of course, there's many law into it, which I'm not an expert in it, without any doubt. Yeah. This issue, you deal with it when you go to the books of fiqh.
But okay, I believe I can show you that the war captives were slaves. Okay.
I don't use this term as I can.
Yeah, but okay, let me explain. So, if
They
you're
were
if you're
servants.
in
Say
a war,
servants. They were servants.
for now,
Yeah, they were servants.
for now, I know because you asked me to, I'll call them servants.
Yeah.
But by the end, I will show that they were slaves. Okay?
They were not slaves.
So,
No European slaves.
So let's for now let's call them servants. Okay. So there's jihad, and so you attack people, or like there's a war, and so you take war captives. Yes.
Yeah.
And so these people can be the war booty in Islam. That's allowed.
Yeah, without
right?
any doubt. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, for example, the women and the children, they can also be the war booty, can't they?
If they come with their family, you know. Imagine now the army comes, you don't go to their families in their houses. No, if you're with the army, then you allow it after the army run away, you take them.
Or what about if there's a city,
Yeah.
and you know they're defending their city. Once you manage to take the city, the people in that city, they can become the war booty, can't
No,
they?
it's not. No,
Why not?
No, because if you take, for example, when a Muslim took over a city, Spain, there's no history that they want to enslave every person in the house. Say, open door, but you're my slave.
Okay.
They don't do that, so don't try.
What about I can show you that happening in Muhammad's lifetime.
James, again, you're misquoting the Islamic history.
No, I'm not.
You
No,
are.
I'm not.
Do you know why?
I promise. I can show you a proof
can't
of what I'm
show me-
saying.
bro,
Easily.
James, let me
I'll
show you
show
something.
you an expedition of Muhammad where that
Historically
happened.
speaking, Prophet Muhammad never attacked a village or a city because he felt like it. Rather, historically,
really? Okay.
many villages under the Persian, and the Persian were the first people to attack Islam. Many villages, like Yemen was under the Persians. Many cities were under the Christians, which they initiated the fight against the Muslims. Okay.
So
Eastern Rome.
The Eastern Romans. Yeah.
okay, so you know
James,
there
we have to go. I don't want to say it.
okay.
No, literally, I don't like to say
but I'm about
go
to
on,
show
go
you
on.
that war captives. Okay, here's the crux. So the war captives have been distributed as war booty. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what we need to ask ourselves, so the Muslim, and then at that point you say you have to treat them well. That's your point, and that's your main argument for why war captives are not slaves.
No,
okay?
why were they war captives? Because we want to enslave them because we felt like it, or because they came to kill us. Why we took them as war captives?
You can take them as war captives because it's jihad, and jihad can be offensive.
Listen, I know you like
jihad
to
can be offensive.
No. Even offensive jihad, you have a big misunderstanding about it.
No, I don't.
James, you are a person who goes at a night time and collects everything. Because it's so dark, you don't know what you're collecting. That's what you do. You go to Google and you just collect everything.
How do you know that what I'm saying is wrong?
Because I've heard you last week you speaking about offensive jihad.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So I'm aware what you say.
And
I'm very clear you are
what evidence do you think I have?
You-
I can prove everything I'm saying, but you don't want to hear
James,
it.
just stick to one thing because as I've mentioned,
Okay.
I don't want to take too long. You understand that
Here's the point about the
war.
Here's the reason why war captives are still slaves. Okay, in let's say, imagine I'm in America right now in the 1800s, and I own a plantation, and I have all these slaves.
The plantation.
Yeah, let's imagine,
Sugar
And
plantation.
so let's imagine I'm a slave owner. I own these slaves, and then most of them I make them do horrible labor collecting cotton, but some of them I keep in my house, and I let them kind of just do some basic chores, and I feed them well, and I give them nice clothes. But are those people still my slaves, even though I'm treating them nicely in my house?
Again, I don't like to use this term slave. I use a servant. No, regardless.
But, okay, the point is though, just because you're treating a slave nicely, because there were house slaves who were treated nicely by their masters, they're still slaves because they don't have freedom and because they can be sold.
Because of what? No. What was the reason for them to be enslaved?
That doesn't make a difference.
It makes a difference.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Whether they're slaves or not.
James, if someone comes to kill you and he's bringing his army to kill you, what do you do to the army? You tickle them?
No, you'd have to.
You take them as a war captives.
Maybe.
But
it's not.
James, you're the most dishonest.
No, but it's a lie. No, it's a lie. It's a lie that.
Hmm.